Hello everyone and happy new moon in Gemini. Of course I had to do a reading today because I'm a Gemini. I'm actually a Gemini Cancer cusp. So my birthday is coming up, but of course I had to do the Gemini new moon reading for everyone. This is a collective reading, so if you'd like to stay, you are more than welcome to stay and see what parts of this message resonate with you. What else? If you would like to scroll by, I hope you have a great rest of your day and a fun weekend. Now, the other thing I want to mention before I get into it is this is again a collective reading, and if you would like to see what the new moon in Gemini is showing for you personally and how to utilize this energy specifically to you in your path, book a reading and we can see what the cards all have to say. So let's get into it because my head is buzzing. I feel my mind expanding. I just also finished watching Chris Corsini's new moon workshop. I literally he is how I learn what I know about the astrology, and so I highly recommend watching him in his videos. He gives really great explanations. Also, what I really like is that he's which I want to start implementing as well, is he is very much about sharing the wealth as we all, look, I know not all of us want to share the wealth, but for those that do want to share the wealth, he is very much about that. And so he brings on other readers, he brings on his friends, and he shares his platforms with those that are up and coming, those that are his peers, those that may be his mentors. He is all about it. So I would like to share his platform as well because he truly is a really great teacher. Okay, so I already feel like there's, well, first the bottom of the, okay, I'm on, well, technically, I don't usually read this way, so this is already interesting, but split deck is the Hermit and the Three of Swords upright. And so immediately, what it's telling me is that we are definitely going within and releasing these parts of ourselves, right? These parts that no longer serve us, the parts where we've really been questioning, we'll say something or we'll have a reaction, but we didn't even stand by those words, or we didn't even stand by those actions, and we're kind of just why did I do that? We're kind of now being more aware of the things that we're giving, that's giving us that, I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to talk like that anymore. I don't want to react this way anymore. I am very much recognizing, and I would like to just heal that and know, be given the words or feel the wisdom within from guides, or even asking friends about it. Hey, this situation, someone that you trust. I'm trying to see. I was also hearing community right now, and I think that's where the friends of it came in. So just really having that support system is going to be really beneficial when you're trying to make cognitive changes that no longer serve you, right? So we are off to a great start. I'm so excited. And also with the collective readings, they are free, but if you would like to send a donation, I will start having my donation links as well. And yeah, but let's get into it. Like I said, that was just the first two cards. Okay, that one felt like it. Okay. Let's see. And in pure, how funny, I had these cards just the other day for a reading too. And then Judgment. Interesting. Okay, we'll start with this. Okay. So the collective, as of right now, right? So the community card is here, right? So that's where that was. I was already reading it before it came out. So we are finding our communities and really seeing what friendships, what structures, what versions of ourselves that we do celebrate and that we want to grow and expand. And just like the collective channel message that I did a couple weeks ago, or the other week, might have been a week ago, but was about how the Jupiter in Taurus, and so let me explain. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It expands all things that are good, all things that are bad. It doesn't matter. It doesn't favor one or the other. It expands everything. And so this could be money, this could be mindset, this could be love, friendships, everything in existence, right? It will expand it. And so with it being in Taurus, Taurus is an earth sign. Taurus is very stubborn. Taurus is a sign that is very set in their ways. And when they do want to make change, they are very, very meticulous with these details. They are very careful, making sure all the ducks are lined up in the row, right? And so when you combine those energies, that's where Jupiter in Taurus is asking us, what are these structures that no longer serve us? What are these structures that we want to change? We've been talking about changing. We've been doing the healing. We've been doing the work. We've been doing the releasing. We're doing all these things. We're going to our favorite readers. We're going to energy cleansing. We're doing all these things, which is great, which is really the groundwork, right? And so now where Jupiter is at, I'm not exactly sure what degree it's in specifically, but where it's at and what kind of energy it's creating is now we're looking at these things and we're figuring out, hey, you know what? I really don't like that I do that, or I really don't like that I say that. I really don't like this habit that I have. I'm recognizing it, and I would like to cognitively make the decision to change that. So there's that, or it's you know what? I really love the way that my mind works in this way, or I really loved exploring on my own more. Whatever it is, I want to do more of that, and Jupiter is going to support that. So things like that, right? So that's where this comes in, with because I'm just seeing it with every single aspect of where we're at with that, and it is causing so this card is the 5 of coins. The way that it's coming up right now, it's an illusion. It's girl, it is not like that. You are shattering these ceilings, you're shattering these illusions, and literally I can feel my mind just expanding. I can feel the glass ceilings and I'm breaking through them. And now I have this sense of very much healing is always, it's ongoing, right? But it's I'm able to step away from the victimization, and now I'm being more present in the okay, what is my current reality? Because a year ago this wasn't it. What's in front of me? What's really in front of me? Let me be present in this moment and really articulate what are the things that I have currently manifested in my life that's here in my environment, because I know it's different, and yet for some reason I haven't been recognizing that it's different. So it's we're all coming to this consciousness, sorry. and it just feels even right now, I just feel even more present. I feel very much I'm sitting here with you. You're watching me on the floor of my loft, or my loft staircase, and we're just hanging out. you know, like these are two friends who are on a, like, just hanging out at lunch or at dinner, whatever it is that we're doing. What, bestie, you're the narrator on that one. So yeah, so that's like really like how that card felt. And it's causing like all this awareness has caused us like the chaos, right? Like I keep feeling like a rubber band is really like more what it feels like. It's like, for me, for example, I'm 29, but I will be turning 30 on the 20th. So I'm so excited. And in this last year for me, 29 really has been the end of a cycle. It really has been, you know, like I'm reliving all the emotions and everything that I ever boxed away in my 20s has surfaced in the last year, like quite literally throughout the last summer. That's when we moved into our new home, and it was just very, very different. We're trying to get back onto the reading, but and so like even like with me sitting here reflecting, doing this reading, like that's very much like what I'm realizing is like the same person that I was a year ago, going from 28 to 29, is very much not the same person that is leaving 29 and entering 30. Very two different people. And you know, so like I said, there's been all these like emotions that have been coming up in this last year, and with the collective and with where everything is right now, like in all the cosmic plant placements, everything has brought us all to these same moments of you know what, like I don't want this anymore. I don't want to be this person anymore. Like, yes, I have been doing the work, and yes, I am very grateful for everything that I currently have, and you know, being more present in the things that I have. Sorry, there's just like so much like coming through, and then like I got really hot. So for those that never had a reading with me, I am clairsentient, which means that I can hear, feel, taste, very rarely taste and smell messages. So sometimes it can get it's like a full body experience, and it can get a little overwhelming for me too. Fun stuff. But yeah, but like we're all at this point in our journey where even like you being here in this moment, listening to this message right now, is we are changing. Things are changing around us, not just like within us, but like our physical environments are changing, and we're not like we're not stuck anymore, and we're really entering this new chapter with a new perspective. That's how I just want to double check the Two of Wands with that. I still like to use the book, because sometimes when a message isn't the clearest, and also with like having the sensations going on too, like I said, I can get a little overwhelmed, so it kind of throws me off a little bit. But, and that's okay too, right? Like, it's all learning. Okay, let me find this. And you shouldn't be ashamed of like learning either. Okay, Two of Wands in reverse. Okay. Yeah, surprise, wonder, enchantment. But it's like that's like with this card, like it doesn't feel very fear-based. Like it feels like very in flow, and like just with this new perspective of like, you know what, like I've been saying all the words and I've been doing all the things, and yet somehow like I'm still on this narrative of seeing is believing. And I know that this speaks very, very specifically to me as well, and how that's the old narrative. That's what the narrative that has that's the narrative that brought us to this point. From here moving forward, in this new moon in Gemini, we can now implement this new perspective of hey, you know what, like I bought the outfit for the event is here, and yet for some reason I'm still not getting dressed. For some reason I still want to go in my pajamas. For some reason I still want to go in something that doesn't even fit me anymore, you know. And I have this new beautiful outfit that I've been waiting and so excited to wear, and so excited to like feel like the bad bitch that I know that I feel like when I wear it, or when I tried it on. And the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. You know, what's yours is yours, and you're not gonna miss what's yours, and you're not gonna miss what's not yours. You know what I'm saying? And so but with manifestations, and with growing, and with quantum leaping, and with all these terminologies that we use and that we experience, it all comes down to still taking, they all have the same kind of formula, and it's, you still have to take the action step, right? And the action step would be being more cognitive about, okay, you know what, I know I have a lot of errands I need to do, and I would like to get them done within this time frame, and then keeping yourself within that, right? So if you need to go to Target, because bestie, we all get, it's, you know, like we get wrapped up in the magic of Target, and we end up spending money that we don't need to. We end up buying shit that we don't need, and yet somehow we've convinced ourselves in that moment that we need to do it. Well, guess what, bestie? That Jupiter in Taurus is expanding that bad habit. Now we have to be conscious of those habits and correct them in those moments. Hey, you know what? I know I just bought this 12 pack of soda, but I'm gonna go down to drink a soda every other day, or I'm gonna go to every 2 days, or once a week, whatever it is that you want to challenge yourself with, and stick to it and become loyal to that. You know, it's not fair that you're over here being loyal to everyone else, right? But what about being loyal to you? What does being loyal to you looks like? What if someone were to replicate that loyalty back to you? What would that look like? Right. So it's time that we start showing ourselves that, right? Being loyal to our goals, being loyal to our self-love, being loyal to our self-trust, being loyal to the changes, and being committed to these changes, right? Like, yes, it's uncomfortable as fuck. It is uncomfortable as fuck. Even me sitting here doing this in the way that I am talking, it can be uncomfortable, right? Like, most people online know me to be a personality, right? And then most people offline know me to be a different personality. Like, so I've held onto the identity that I'm shy and that I'm quiet and all these like little adjectives that had made myself feel small, because I don't want to take up space. I want to be invisible. And I was very much lived and breathed that for 29 years. Okay? I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be the fun and big personality of the room all the time, you know? Obviously there's going to be days where I don't want to be, but you know, like I can still turn it on if I need to, you know, being able to say my truth in a conversation if someone says something that makes me uncomfortable, and letting them know, hey, your comment has made me uncomfortable and I don't want to sit here and I don't want to tell you something to make you uncomfortable. It's not about matching energies anymore. It's about recognizing what energy is being perceived, projected, being sent towards you, having that understanding, okay, this is definitely not a me problem or a me situation. I'm going to disassociate from this type of conversation or this type of engagement or whatever the situation is, and I am going to choose to say, oh, you know what, I don't know, you know, where you change the subject and you don't make it uncomfortable for anyone else, right? Or sometimes there's going to be times where you have to say, hey, what you said was not okay and not cool, and I really don't appreciate the way that you're treating me. I really don't appreciate that you're talking about me. You know, I'm finding that there is still ways to effectively communicate what it is that you're trying to say without it being aggressive, right? For me, like, that has always been like my reaction to things, has been aggression, right? That's like part of what's been part of my narrative, and I'm cognitively working to change that and effectively communicating what it is like my emotions are. And after that, it's not my responsibility, it's not the other person's responsibility to really do anything. Honestly, they don't even have to sit there and tell me, but for me it would be important to still effectively communicate that and grow my throat chakra. So there's that. The other thing that I wanted to say about this reading, so wait, so that's our reading, that is our collective reading, and then I'm gonna pull a card from the Isis Oracle deck, and I really love this deck. Isis really is that very compassionate and comforting best friend who she will come through and give you those words of wisdom, confidence and guidance, whatever it may be that you need to hear. She's just so wise. So let's see what she has for us. I think I missed a card. Alright. I know that you're in here. Don't think that was you. These cards are kind of big for my hands. Okay. Oh, how funny. I got these cards from another reading too. That's so funny. So it's staying true and be in your power, right? And this is what it looks like. Very cool. And I don't know how to pronounce this. Cartouche. So I do apologize for not pronouncing that correctly. But in the way that this is showing up is like, you are your magic, you are your strength, you have the guidance, like you have the tools within, and it's just up to you to like utilize, like, look, like, see, she's using her staff and she's utilizing her knowledge, and she's utilizing like those that, you know, what she has into staying in her power, and she's not letting anyone, like, people are like throwing, you know, like it looks like there's like stuff being thrown at her, and she's just like, minimal, that's a leaf, that's like shoo, fly, don't bother me, like type attitude. And that is very much correct and on par with everything that this reading was about. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and if you would like to donate, tip, whatever you want to call it, I will have my links set up so that you can do so. All your donations and payments are greatly appreciated. You know, this definitely helps me and supports me, my livelihood, and supports the shop and all the things, so that I could do more to help you guys. So yeah. So the other thing that I was trying to get into was what I really like that Chris Corsini does is that he started doing this thing at the end of the readings where he calls it a pivot party, and he explains on him where he's at and how those energies are affecting him as well. Because again, we're a collective energy, and for the most part, like that's like an umbrella theme as to like what is going on. So I think being transparent with you guys as well as far as like where I'm at and how I'm experiencing these energies, it may help bring some things in perspective for you, or it may also help you better navigate and review and journal and what, you know, I don't know, however you want to use this, but this is where I'm at. So I feel like most of the reading was me like sharing anyways, which is fine. But ultimately I am definitely like in this position too where like I have so much that I want to read. I know that what I meant to receive is like at my fingertips, right? But I keep having these like self-sabotaging episodes or rubber band effects where I'm going back and reverting into old habits that don't serve me. You know, like something as simple and minimal as like laundry, right? Like not keeping up with laundry and really waiting until like I'm like down to my last pair of socks or pants or, you know, whatever, and then being bothered that I like have to do it, you know. And it's like when really I could set up a system like literally like when I was a child, setting up like a chore chart, you know. And while that may be silly to some people and like, oh wow, like you can't even remember to do your chores, that's correct. I can't remember to do my chores, or I will start my chores and then I will forget that I'm in the middle of chores and go on to do things. So my husband will come home and be like, why are half these chores done? You know. So, and not like in a mean way, he's just like genuinely asking like what happened and how do I help, you know. So him and I have a system where if I'm cleaning, and especially like if he, you know, if it's on both of our days off and he sees that I'm moving on to another task, he'll touch base with me. Hey, can you finish that before you move on to something else? And I'm like, oh, right, you know. So he helps me stay on track as well, and vice versa. So, you know, something as simple as like, I feel like that's really like where me and my journey is right now with all of the energies, is setting up a system for both the shop and a system for home life as well. And while yes, I can like have like time frame wise are a lot better, but as far as like tasks go, you know, I definitely don't want to be doom scrolling on TikTok for 4 hours, you know, like that's not helpful and that's not serving me. And so I also started reading some books, and I'm really excited about them, and like really just gaining like more knowledge and perspective as to the life that I want to live and the mindsets that I want to live or want to embody. And you know, like just having a good time in doing all of it, you know, like just we are in like this ebb of flow, right? Like, have you ever seen like those videos of music, and then it's like they have like this like salt thing, right? This plate, and it has like salt on it, and it's like connected to like a speaker or something. So when they turn the music on, it takes shapes, and water does, and they do the same thing with water, and it does the same thing. I don't think it does the same shapes, but nonetheless, like whenever it comes into a frequency, it moves, right? And it creates patterns. And I am someone who loves sacred geometry. And because it makes sense, it's systems, it's flow, it's energy. So when these when salt and water start taking these shapes, it's more so salt that does it on the salt on the plate. It shifts into these geometric patterns, but it's still moving, but it stays within that. So just imagine if music does that to water and salt. What are we? We have both water and salt. So when we feel music, like I've just been taking it as like, you know what? Energy is literally just trying to flow through me right now so that I can find where in my body that block is that I have mentally already moved past, but physically it has not left my body yet. Okay. And then I'm able to like see and feel, like even like right now, like my shoulder, it feels like it just wants to pop, or it feels like it needs like a good massage, and I'm just like sitting here and I'm just like moving it as I'm talking to you, and that's okay, because it needs to move and it feels really fucking good. So I'm gonna keep doing it until I feel that I don't need to do it, right? And that's all that we are. That's what energy is, right? So I'm excited to like explore more into that. I've been doing it since I started channeling, but to be able to share that and with you guys and see how that works for you, like I'm so excited to hear your guys' experience with it. And that's kind of it. I feel like that's what I'm working on right now, is like creating these functional structures that work for me in both work and home, right? And not just like my day job, but like, when I do work from home. Anyways, so that's it. I definitely don't think I'm gonna call this the pivot party, just in case Chris Corsini trademarks pivot party. But I will figure out a cool little catchy name club group that we are, for those that stuck around for this. And I want to hear how you guys are feeling and how this is showing up for you in your life, if you are already able to see what themes and little messages you have been able to see. Again, if you would like to book a new moon reading, we can definitely dive in deep and see how to utilize this for you in your daily routines and all the things. So thank you so much for hanging out with me on the floor and on my upstairs loft, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday. Bye.